Our company Beijing lockdown could affect the production of semiconductors, phones, cars, and toys. We have seen a massive build-up of those components during the past 3 months.
Thank you to everybody on the stream for joining us, and most importantly, thank you all for your partnership. We appreciate you guys so much. I'm excited to be back up here 3 years ago. Raise your hand. Who was here 3 years ago at Tinuiti Live? All right, some of you. So 3 years ago was probably the biggest change in the company's history. We changed the name at Tinuiti Live. This exact moment 3 years ago, we changed. And wow, a lot has changed since then. Look, we're incredibly proud of what we've accomplished in those past 3 years. We've continued to focus on our culture and our people. Almost have doubled Tinuiti during that time frame to over 1,000 people, all while continuing to focus on our employees' happiness. And the reason being is that we know it drives the happiness for all of you, our partners, and the results for all of you. And we're proud of the solutions and the products that we've continued to develop in order to support you all. So while performance and culture will continue to be at the core of Tinuiti, I think one thing that we learned over the past 2.5 years is that change is the only constant. And that is really what the theme of today is going to be about. The chaos, the complexity, and that change that has come. And we're calling it the new normal. So I'm excited to introduce an amazing CMO and the host of today of Tinuiti Live, Dalton, to share more.
Hi, everybody. So we are so happy to be back in person, and we always start the planning of these events by tapping into what our clients are asking us, what questions are coming up most frequently. And as you can imagine, the overwhelming question this year was WTF, like what is actually going on and what am I supposed to do about it? And rightly so, because we have crisis fatigue. We have been dealing with unprecedented changes since the beginning of 2020, from the pandemic to e-commerce spikes that changed businesses and how they met those demands, to the war on talent and inflation and supply chain issues and all the fun stuff that's happening this year. But it's really important in times of crisis to be very strategic and to play offense where we can. And we have done exactly that over the last few years at Tinuiti. We've done 2 incredibly important acquisitions since we last sat in this room. One, Ortega Group, which really launched us beyond advertising in Amazon to full end-to-end channel management. You're gonna hear from Phil on stage later today from Ortega Group. And BlissPoint. How many people are doing streaming today? Are you testing it? Are you running streaming? Okay, good amount. So you're gonna hear from Caitlin later today. BlissPoint Media launched our Streaming Plus practice. It is an incredible way to find new customers, and that's critically important in times like this. We're also incredibly proud of the leadership team that we've developed over the past 3 years. We have the most diverse leadership team in the industry, 67% diverse. As an organization, over 61% women at Tinuiti. We're incredibly proud of that. We know it's important to you, our clients. It's important to us as well. And so as we landed on what are we going to talk about today with the new normal and chaos, complexity, and change, it's not just the theme that we picked, it's actually how we're structuring the agenda. So each chapter will be led by an amazing keynote, first one being Bound and Bow, which will set the tone for that chapter. And then we're going to hear from LT Apparel, Liquid IV, we're going to have a nice lunch, and then we're going to come back for the afternoon session, which will be led by Meta and an influencer that you guys might know as Rosalia from the Steven Spielberg West Side Story. And then we also have our first breakouts of the day during this time. So for people on the live stream, you'll be staying here at the main stage. The breakout sessions will be available on demand afterwards, so you'll still be able to catch those. And then in our final chapter, we're going to hear from Mackenzie about changes in consumer behavior and how we need to evolve to meet those changes. So it's going to be a great way that we set up the last and final chapter around navigating change. We also have some fun activations for those of us in person this afternoon. So there'll be a sound bath with Poppy in one of the breakout rooms that you can enjoy. We'll also have a happy hour with Google. So I hope you guys stick around for that. I want to pause and thank our sponsors for today because truly an event like this has so many moving parts, so many pieces, so many activations and fun things, and it's really not possible to pull off without their support. So we appreciate them very, very much. And with that,